Okay, so now we're going to talk about the standard deviation of our residuals, this S value. So again, um, this S value measures the typical distance between the actual Y values and the predicted Y values. Again, size of a typical residual. Again, typical distance. How the actual how the actual Y value typically varies from the predicted Y value, right? That will typically varies. That's standard deviation. And again, if I go back, so this is the formula, right? We don't use the formula though. It'll all be calculated for you. If I go back to the slide before, right? So I think sort of the idea is just like with regular standard deviation, if you took all of these residuals, right? Right? All the residuals, and you simply average them all out ish, right? Average them, you would get the standard deviation of your residuals, this S value. Okay? Ish, right? It's not exact, it's this formula, but that's how I kind of interpret it. Okay. All right. So let's do the next problem here. It says, how much does the price of a Ford F-150 vary from expected? We used a least squares regression line to model the relationship between the price of a Ford F-150 and the number of miles it has driven. The standard deviation of the residuals for this model is S equals 5,740. Interpret this model. Okay, so again, this is just going to be kind of a memorized answer. All right, so we're going to say the actual price of a Ford F-150. So this is me describing the actual response variable. Typically varies. Typically varies. Again, there's your standard deviation word. Typically varies by about. And now here comes that S value, $5,740 from the predicted price. From the predicted price using the least squares regression line with X equals miles driven. And there we go. So again, this is very much a memorized type of answer. Okay, and again, a lot of our interpretations it's just, can you interpret them with context? The actual price of a Ford F-150 typically varies by about $5,740 from the predicted price using the least squares regression line with X equals miles driven. So again, like I said, if you take all the differences between the actual value and the and the predicted value, and you average them, you're going to get about $5,740. All right, last objective coming.